Now let me teach you about the sequence which was generated for us. So this guy right here. So next val, which is a default for our ID column. So if I do backslash and then D, you can see that we have the sequence right here. So this one right here, which is our sequence, right? Called customer ID sequence. Now, if you see here, we have next val and then customer ID sequence. Now, if I take this value right here, and if I basically say select and then paste that and end this with a single quote and then end parenthesis, and if I press enter, or actually semicolon and then enter, you can see that we have the next val is 1. So the next value is 1, which means that if I add a new record into our database, the ID for that record will be 1. You can also describe the sequence. So if we say backslash D and then describe customer underscore ID and then sec, you can see that here we have the type, which is big int, the start value, it's 1, the minimum, it's 1, and this is the maximum. So you can see that we can have really, really long values. And increment by 1, cycles no, and then cache equals to 1. Now the cache specifies how many sequence numbers are to be pre-allocated and stored in memory for faster access. So here, this is out of the scope of this course, but you can go and read more on sequences on Postgres official documentation. And to be honest, this is it. So basically, I just wanted to show you what a sequence is and how it works. But if I say select next val again, you can see that now the next value is 2, right? So because we invoked the next value. So this is important. So anytime that this is invoked, then it just increments the value for us. If I press up and then enter, 3, and then 4, and then 5, so on and so forth, meaning that the next record that we add to our table called customer will have the ID of 6. Why? Because this is invoked. So if I say backslash D and then customer, have a look. So this is invoked. The default is this one right here, which is what we've been doing, right? So we've been saying select next val. So this guy right here. If you want to see what is the current value, instead of incrementing it, you can just say, so press Ctrl C, you can say select and then cur and then val, and you need the name of the sequence. So customer underscore ID underscore and then sequence, just like that, semicolon. And now you can see that the current value is 5, but it's not incrementing, right? So just to demonstrate to you, so we've got the current value, which is 5. We have the next value, which is 6. So if I run this, this gives me 6, which means that the next value will be 7. Now, let's say insert into and then customer. So we're going to add a new value here or a new record. And here, just ignore the ID. We don't have to pass it because this is auto-generated for us. We want to pass name and then email and then age. And then say values. And for the values, let's just say foo. So foo. And then for the email, bar@gmail.com. And then age, let's just say 19. And then semicolon. Now make sure that you have insert into the table name. These are the columns that we want to add, and then values, and then these have to be within single quotes, and make sure that you have a comma in between. So comma here. If I press enter, you can see that the insert works. Now let's say select star from and then customer, and the ID for the customer named foo will be 7. Have a look. So ID and then 7. So this is really important. Now, obviously, we increment the sequence manually, which we should never do it. So let's actually reset the sequence. So to reset the sequence, you just say select, and in here you can say set val, and then customer underscore ID underscore, and then sequence. And the next val is 1 and then false. And then end this with semicolon, enter. Now the next value is 1, which means that if I add, let's just say now here, Alex, and Alex has the same email for now. You can see that the insert works, but if I select all customers, so select star from customer, have a look, Alex ID is 1 in here. Now, obviously, we've messed up because eventually the ID will be 7. So let's just delete. So delete from customer where ID equals 2 and then 7. There we go. And if I select everyone, so select star from customer, we should only have Alex. Now the ID will be sequential. And if the next val for the sequence is 7, there's not going to be any conflict because we deleted that record anyways. But I just thought that maybe it would be good for you to understand exactly what is a sequence, how it works, and what is happening under the hood. If you have any questions, drop me a message. Otherwise, let's move on.